Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Friday, everybody. Friday, April 7th, 2023. Thank you for being here at Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. Welcome back again. Appreciate you as always. And by the way, we hit 200 subscribers yesterday, everybody. Hey. 203 subscribers today. Now we're officially broken that barrier. We're going to keep moving up and keep kicking some ass and keep moving it forward. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your chinchilla, tell your little squirrel, your little gecko, your little doggy, your cat. Tell them all, watch Kruse Control. That's all I can say. And you already see everybody here, but I'm going to jump right into it. Joining us back from Florida is Miss Sabrina Vittori. Sabrina, welcome back to the program. How you doing tonight?
Hi, wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. I know it's not your Friday, but
it's actually my
welcome,
Monday, which is really depressing.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay because we're going to celebrate for you. Also joining us back here at Kruse Control is Mr. Mike Casey. Mike, welcome back to Kruse Control. How's your day been?
200 subscribers, man. That's huge.
We hit the 200. We're at 203 officially right before we went live. 203. Pretty freaking awesome.
My day's been good, man. I got out of work and I've been rocking some Mario Kart 8 on the Steam Deck. Emulated. Legally emulated, of course.
Legally, right?
Sure.
Legally.
Yeah.
In the Mario spirit today, I think, because Super Mario launched, everybody. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later today. But also joining us here at Kruse Control is Rachel Blakely. Rachel, welcome back to Kruse Control. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I'm just, living my best Barbie life. When picking my
Looking
cocktail
fantastic.
Today, I thought, what would Barbie drink? And I went with a vodka cran.
Oh, nice.
It feels like a Barbie drink.
I have myself an old-fashioned going on here. My own little concoction with cold fashion, which is good. It's Friday, I love myself some old fashions.
I heard your own little cock concoction.
Cock concoction.
I don't think I'm the only one that heard it.
That was just you, Mike.
Hey now.
You're just
We've got it on tape. We can roll it back.
I ask no questions.
I don't know what you're talking about. Old fashioned, like a classic, is a classic, just like Super Mario. That's all I'm saying. It's a classic. So, and everyone's talking about Super Mario because it's been out for they launched on Tuesday because they're like, let's just cash it on that Easter money. So they launched Tuesday and they've been going strong since then. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. But welcome to episode 53, everybody, of Kruse Control. Thank you for being here tonight. And as always, now it's time for some breaking news. Also, hello to GR in the chat. Didn't get a chance to say hi. We're going to dive right in. The very first thing I want to talk about, because we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. So I want to start off, as we do on Fridays, if we have anything that's kind of sad or depressing or upsetting or the news is weird, I want to dive into that first. So the very first thing I want to talk about is Michael K. Williams and Coolio. And you're like, this is a weird combination. Well, it's all about fentanyl, everybody. There's a fentanyl dilemma going around, and it's been addressed just in the past few days because Michael K. Williams died from a fentanyl overdose, and so did Coolio. It came out, too, on Thursday that Coolio was an overdose. Of course, it was because they were lacing drugs with fentanyl. And now the drug dealer that actually laced the drugs and actually sold them to Michael K. Williams on the street, and there's video footage, apparently. The cops found the video footage. They actually found security footage, and informants actually informed about this, that this was a person that gave it to him. Of course, he took the drugs, and then he died. He had an overdose. It's very unfortunate. This is happening to a lot of people, but it happens in the entertainment industry, too. And I'm just saying right now, it's a problem. It's a huge problem. I mean, this man right now faces up to 40 years behind jail, behind bars, which makes sense to me. And, he's a drug dealer. He's getting his drugs. He's lacing it with fentanyl to save money, and then he's selling to people, and the people are dying. So he's fucking them. He should be fucked, too. That's all I can say. But, it's one of those things where the cops actually found him, which I was surprised. And the fact they actually had these dealings on tape also surprised me. And the fact that he actually pleaded guilty, again, surprised me. But it happened. And Coolio's death came out, and his agent just came forward and said that was from fentanyl, too. Again, it's a problem. So I just wanted to address it very briefly here on Kruse Control. And it's sad. It's not something I ever want to talk about, but it's a problem. And people are going to die from. We've had to call the 27 club for a certain reason, because people die at 27 a lot of times from drugs, and this just makes it happen ever so often. People are struggling with addiction. They're struggling with just getting back to normal life and how they deal with their lives. And sometimes they're the rock and roll lifestyle, and they're doing all this shit because they have all the money and the fame in the world, and they just want to be a rock star, and they do it, and then they can die just like that.
The opiate epidemic is not a rock star problem, man. It's hitting your grandma. It's hitting the dude at Walgreens. It's hitting everybody, man.
Yeah.
It's terrible and really sad. To me, though, hearing the guys at facing 40 years in prison. It's interesting because he would probably be facing less time in jail if he was selling pure, like the good heroin. Like, so now we're regulating drug dealers.
I think it was coke. Wasn't it coke? What, didn't they lace coke with it? It was heroin?
It was heroin, yeah.
Oh wow, that's shocking.
I think there was coke in the talk screen though too. So who knows if that was laced or if he was doing a speedball situation.
But they were saying it was fentanyl laced heroin though. That was the big thing they were saying that actually did him in. And then they says 1 count conspiracy to distribute and possess with intent to distribute fentanyl with heroin. So
right, so they're just making the laws regarding fentanyl be harsher, which I guess makes more sense.
Harsher, yeah.
You can kill 1,000 times more people with fentanyl than you can with heroin, just because it's that much more potent.
Yeah, it's very true. It's brutal, and it shouldn't be happening at all, but it is happening. And the fact that they're going after people, I think, is great because again, more and more people are dying this way. And of course, like I'm not saying, oh, make our drugs pure because people want to do drugs. I'm just saying, like, you know, this is epidemic. It's a problem, and you know, people that do it, they're struggling. They're having issues with it. They can't get over it. And now they're dying because of it. They already had a chance they're going to die, but now even more so. So they're attacking these people that are actually trying to profit off people while raising the death rate for these drugs. So it's really sad. Like I said, he was like, Michael was a great talent. I loved him. He was awesome. Like, especially, I love him on Boardwalk Empire the most. Of course, people know him for other things, but I thought he was fucking fantastic on Boardwalk Empire. And when you hear this, you know, died too young. And Coolio, of course, everybody knows Gangster's Paradise. You know, he was a huge time rapper. And the fact that he was taken so early too sucks. He found in his friend's bathroom, unfortunately, you know, it's just really sad. It's just really sad. So it needs to stop, but just so everybody knows it's happening to everybody out there. And it's some big news that happened in the industry. So
yeah,
I wanted to bring it up.
Careful with your heroin, guys. If any of you out there are doing heroin, to make sure your heroin is thoroughly mixed so you're not getting any hot spots in there.
It's not just heroin, it's everything.
I know it's cocaine.
They're putting it in weed now.
So
People are saying they're putting fucking fentanyl in weed. Like, why would you even do that? It doesn't even make any sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, what the fucking like, you just want to murder people. Like, it does not make sense.
Check what you're getting. If you're going to do drugs, be as safe as you can about it.
Yeah, but how do you know? Like, how are you supposed to know? Like, that's insane.
Rachel, what are you thinking over there? I see the gears
from
going.
Amazon,
what's going on, Rachel?
Who knows if they're real? Like, you get a testing kit and it says it's fine, and then it's not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just fucked up.
I have a lot of thoughts about drug control in the United States, but I don't want to make this entire show a complete downer. So I'll just leave it at there. There are better ways to handle the drug crisis, and we're not doing them.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of leave it at that, or I'll be going for an hour.
Maybe this is a start to that, though. Maybe this is a start, you know, hitting these people hard, going after these drug dealers and being like, it's not fucking cool, you know? It's just not fucking cool.
Decriminalization is really kind of the way that you kind of stop all of that. So I don't think harsher punishments is the way to go so much as decriminalization and safe spaces. If we offered places where, because people are going to use drugs. That's just point blank. Humans like doing drugs. And humans are going to do drugs. And if you offer a safer place with medical staff for people to do them, you're going to dramatically reduce overdose deaths.
Yeah, 100%. And that could help. But it's a dilemma that goes back and forth and back and forth. And the problem is stuff like this is still happening. So there hasn't been a solution yet. That could help. Really could help.
They do that in a lot of places. You know, for like instead of methadone clinics, they do that with certain things in certain cities. And there is medical staff there that supervises, you know, and I think that does help in certain places. But if you want to go out and party and blow a line of cocaine, you can't go find a safe space to do that in the middle of a fucking club. So like
That's fair.
You know, it just depends like on what your thing is and what you're trying to do. And like, you know, like a lot of these people are not drug addicts. Like, you know, I want to do a line of cocaine. My friend had some and I did it and I died because there was fucking fentanyl in it. Like a lot of, you know, some people are addicts and yes, that is obviously an issue too. But there is like the occasional partier who like for the first time wants to take a pill of ecstasy and winds up fucking dead. And, or for, you know, what?
I'm going to hop on my very brief, slight conspiracy theory soapbox here. Back during the pre-prohibition days, the government did poison alcohol. it is on record that they did poison alcohol. I would not be surprised if the CIA or local drug enforcement or whoever was mixing in some tainted product to up arrest rates, to up death, to just kind of throw off the balance of things. I'm not saying that definitely is happening, but I would not be surprised because it's happened before.
I have to strongly disagree with you.
That's fair.
You never know. GR in the chat saying make the dealers take their own product.
I'm with that.
Rachel,
with that, bro.
Because dealers don't want to kill their customers.
They don't want to, but they're still killing them. Model.
Right, but the problem is you don't know how strong fentanyl is, and you fuck around and fucking put too much in. Like, I don't think it's like on purpose, but at the same time, how about just sell your fucking product for $10 more and leave the fentanyl fucking out of it? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's easier to smuggle is the thing. It's like by 2 orders of magnitude or 3 orders of magnitude smaller than heroin. So like 1 kilogram will net you, $200,000 or whatever versus whatever heroin. It's just that much easier to get snuck through customs. Like
but I think you can legally buy fentanyl. Like, I think you can legally get maybe not legally, but like you can like get it like from.
There is a medical use for fentanyl, so there is legal channels to acquiring it.
Yeah,
people aren't going through those channels, but there are. It is produced for a medical reason in some situations.
And you can it's like they used to cut coke with fucking baby powder or baby laxative and fucking dumb shit like that because everyone wants to make more money than they would make. But like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And I agree with you, Rachel, that, fucking no one wants to kill their clients. Like, that doesn't make sense. But at the same time, when you're messing with something that is so dangerous, like, I don't understand why you would take that chance. You're already taking a chance by dealing drugs. Now you're taking a chance of murdering somebody. I don't know how you can live with that on your fucking conscience for $5 fucking. Just stop.
Cheaper. It's easier to smuggle.
It's insane.
Like, it's just market concern.
It doesn't make sense.
And that's what it is. But you know who also is easy to smuggle and probably takes baby aspirin himself is Paddington Bear. So Paddington Bear, everybody. Wow. Paddington Bear is coming out.
That was a fucking segue.
Number one.
Probably also a product of a lot of drugs.
Paddington OD'd on fentanyl.
He might. I mean, it's been a long time since the second movie. Now the third one that's coming out.
Cocaine Bear. We didn't see Sabrina right there on the camera.
We missed the in between. Paddington 2.5 was Cocaine Bear, but now we got Paddington 3 coming out. Everybody. So Paddington 3 is happening. The threequel, Paddington in Peru. So they had to do a lot of drugs to make this one. But anyways, so they're going to begin filming in July. It's 6 years after the second film. So if you're a big fan of Paddington, of course, if you watch the movie with Pedro Pascal and Nick Cage, and you know that they loved Paddington 2 so much.
What was it called? Paddington Bear wear a yellow raincoat? Why is he wearing a blue jacket and a red hat?
Leave the man alone. Leave the bear alone, okay?
The gritty reboot.
This is the third one coming.
The llamas made him change his clothes.
The llamas are fantastic. Leave the llamas alone. They're chilling. They're hanging out. So anyways, the first 2 movies made like 500 million total, which is huge for something like this, and it scored like big ratings. People like rave about Paddington 2. Apparently they say it's like the best movie. I've never watched it, but I hear it's fantastic over and over again. The same director did the first 2. They have a new director doing the third one. Dougal Wilson's taking over. He's a big fan of the franchise. Excited to step in the chair. A little nervous, of course, because you got this big prestige like fantasy venture you have to take over, and this all these fan base you got to make sure you're taken care of. But yeah, Paddington Bear 3 is coming, and I'm not a huge fan, but it's exciting for people that are Paddington Bear fans. A third one's coming. They're not saying much details, but it's going to be in Peru apparently. So there you go. Get your rain jackets out, get your hat on, get your little snuggly bear together, and have some fun.
Not your yellow rain jacket. He's apparently wearing blue now.
He's wearing blue.
Not feeling it.
Yeah, not feeling it. But you know what? Something that HBO Max is feeling is another Silverman. I said Silverton. Another Sarah Silverman HBO stand-up comedian special. That's right. She's getting her second stand-up special. And it's like, apparently the first one did so great. They're like, fuck yeah, time for another one. Two-time Emmy Award winner Sarah Silverman. And titled. It's not titled yet. They still haven't come up with a title for this. Her last one was called Sarah Silverman, We Make Miracles. So this one, we'll see what they come up with. I don't know. You know, she the earlier one, actually, the primetime show was like, it helped her so much. It just got her an Emmy nomination and everything. So honestly, this could be great. It's going to be at the Wilbur Theater in Boston, Massachusetts, and it's going to debut in May. So if you're a big fan of Sarah Silverman, you're getting some more stand-up comedy. Anybody excited about this? Rachel, what do you think? You excited about some Sarah? Some more Sarah on HBO?
She's not a comedian that I've enjoyed for a while. She has some like bad personal takes that I don't necessarily agree with. I have nothing to say about it. This is like the one thing I have just nothing to say about. She supported Louis C.K. throughout his whole, showing his dick to people who didn't want to see it thing. She was like, people are overreacting. I'm like,
I mean, I'm from New York. I've seen a lot of dicks that I haven't wanted to see in a fucking subway. So like, I don't know that's
Hey,
the worst thing in the world.
You aren't like people
Hey, now.
should see dicks they don't want to see. Like, no one should be trapped in a room with Louis C.K. jerking it. Like,
So you're saying you
that's
had to
not
see it,
that's not a
Sabrina,
life choice I would make.
so it's fair for everybody.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's not the worst thing in the world that could happen to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying.
But like, imagine your boss or someone higher
Yeah,
up
it's
trapped in a room
bad.
is like
Yeah, just
jerking
like-
it. That's fucked up.
Like, here's the penis.
I'd be like, I'm gonna just let you finish that, and I'm gonna go somewhere else. So have a nice night. And
A dick on
to
a subway
you, sir.
feels different. It feels more
it-
personal when you're locked in a room.
It does.
It
I
doesn't
appreciate
feel
your
different when it's like
compassion
6
for this,
inches
Sabrina.
from your leg. Like, no, I don't
that's
think
gross.
so.
I'm not saying it's a good
6
thing.
inches.
It's a gross thing. It's all
Like-
gross. Those men who do that
Sarah-
are fucking disgusting.
Okay,
And they should all just be.
It's probably
removed from
inappropriate a
their
little bit at the
business.
workforce. Probably inappropriate, I would say.
inappropriate in all
It's
aspects.
like some-
I'm just
There's
saying,
some Matt Lauer
there
shit
are
with the
worse
fucking
things.
door and the lock and the blinds. You know, that's what that's like.
There are worse
Ah.
things, but if like my buddy was caught in a sexual assault situation, I wouldn't be like, you know what, it's fine. He's cool.
Well, I mean,
Let
sure,
that happen.
but okay, so is that sexual assault seeing a penis? Like, I don't think that's sexual
It
assault.
wasn't just like a flash. It was like he locked her in a room and was jerking it at her.
He locked her
not
in a
okay.
hotel room that she can't get out of by unlocking the door and exiting the building. Like, I don't understand.
I thought he was like blocking the exit.
Yeah,
was
if
my-
dude's
my
blocking the
remembrance.
exit, I mean, it's not
Dick
a good
out.
situation.
Well,
Ready
there's
to
a
go.
bathroom
That's the thing,
you could go
Louis
into.
CK.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I could have navigated that situation a little bit better.
And,
I'm
like,
not
the
saying
whole
it's great,
position
and
of
I don't
power
want it. Don't get me
situation.
wrong. No, I get it, and I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, to not like Sarah Silverman because she's like, this dude's fucking funny and he made a mistake.
Oh,
like, I feel like
didn't
that's not.
find her that
right.
funny beforehand, so it
Oh,
really
okay.
Fair.
wasn't
You're
too
just
much
not
of
a
a tipping
fan in
point.
general. Okay, fair enough.
But if something like this happens, you might want to call the cops. So bad boys, Cops Reloaded is coming, everybody.
This
So
motherfucker.
Should we
Cops
take a
Reloaded.
drink every time he has a really awkward
That
segue?
was a good one.
That was
Like,
good.
they're great,
It was
but
good.
they're
It was
unhinged.
good,
You've
right?
actually been on point today with the segues. Somehow you went into a snuggle with a smuggle instead of snuggle with Paddington Bear. I have to give you 2 points for that.
Yeah, but it's a little snuggly. But the cops, the bad boys, what you gonna do? So apparently, Bad Boys, so it's called Cops Reloaded, is coming to the Law and Crime Network. Now, this is headed by Dan Abrams. So some of the most memorable experiences from the show are going to be in this, talking about car chases, action-packed moments from the long-running series. You're going to have some all the crazy shit that happens on Cops. They're compiling all the best moments and making it, look at Toasty, and making it, well, yeah, but it's a clip show pretty much. It's like it's like a best of pretty much clips. And you can also go on YouTube channel and see all the clips. But Law and Crime are spearheading this on the heels of Fox Nation picking up Cops as a revival. Of course, they're calling that a revival, but Cops really never ended. I mean, it started in 1989, everybody. Went till 2013.
Because of
and then
a
it was
writer's
canceled.
strike.
Yep, that's when they got canceled off Fox. Then they went to Paramount Network. Went from 2013 to 2020. Again, canceled because of, all the cop stuff that happened in 2020, and now they're going to Fox Nation, or they're on Fox Nation. So it's a big thing, though. They're going to start airing Cops Revival. They started airing it last fall, I guess. On this new network they're about to start, but they start airing before, so now they're going over here. It's a whole thing. So they're going to have a clip show, a big whole new show, but it's really all the old stuff rebooted into a whole new format for their new network. So good for them, honestly. The Cops are they're never going to stop with this. Cops have been going for so long. And it's like one of the like number 1 reality show, like the first one. So
It was the first
good
one.
for cops.
Correct, Lexi.
Yeah, good for cops, Still gonna go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. So Fox Reloaded, if you're a big fan, I've never even heard of this network before.
I mean,
I'm like, what?
It's fine to make new episodes, but I just don't see the purpose of a clip show.
It's a best of. It's a best
It's a
of.
best
the
of.
best of.
Right.
It's gone for 36 seasons. So like the best of, like
That's,
you know,
that's
like
the
they,
thing. It's
they
bad.
158 episodes.
Bad behavior.
158 episodes. It's like what? I don't know, but this Law and Crime Network. I don't know why or where it came from, but it's happening.
Is it like a
Like, just
HLN
run the old
situation?
episodes, like.
I think so. Yeah, they're just putting stuff together and be like, we're gonna make our own new episodes, which is what the cops episodes were, anyways. When they go in the field, they're finding the best stories and putting them on the air. So
Right.
I don't know. I guess what's
just
your
feels recycled.
best of? Yeah, it's recycled. That's all it is. So this is happening. If you're a fan of Law and Crime Network, dong dong, you get your
That's
Cops
Law and Order,
Reloaded
bro.
going on. I know, but it's close enough,
Is that
right?
an
Drink,
impression?
drink.
I'll drink on that.
Drink.
Dong dong. It wasn't an
Oh, we're
impression
all
though. That was just
drinking?
me
That was
talking
just for
about.
Mike,
Ryan.
I need to know what you're drinking.
Yeah, Mike, what are you drinking?
This is rust remover. I found this under the sink.
Winks? Are you
Rust?
drinking Winks?
I don't know what Winks is.
It's rust remover.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I didn't. That's not my brand, but yeah, similar.
Yeah, but
His brand tastes better.
Yeah, Winks
Well,
you can't
you
even
know-
put your skin to. So I hope it's
as
not
it is
Winks.
Friday though, we have
Yeah,
to we
no,
have to
it
drink.
burns.
That's just what it is. What, it burns? Is that what you said?
Well, yeah.
You know what also burns is Bowser. Bowser also burns. That's right. I want to talk about Super Mario Brothers the movie because that just launched, just came out Tuesday. I actually saw it last night. So it's one of those things where I'm kind of still on this buzz from it. And honestly, the whole
On
thing
a
with Chris
buzz
Pratt,
from
On a
Mario
buzz
Brothers.
from Mario?
I'm on
Oh,
Like,
thank
I'm
you,
on a
Rachel.
buzz from it.
Rein
I
it
am on a
in.
buzz. I'm on a buzz. I'll say I'm on a buzz. I was a big
Unbelievable.
Mario fan growing up as a kid. I played
You
Mario
need to go
1,
home.
Mario 2, 3,
We are
Super
core
Mario World.
demographic for Mario. It
Yeah, we
means
totally
something
are.
to us.
On
I
a
even
buzz.
like the
though?
OG movie. Even though the
Ridiculous.
OG
Yeah,
the OG
man.
movie wasn't that. I still liked it. It wasn't great, but I still liked it. But this one, I'm still on a buzz by it. I mean, Chris Pratt. Everyone was arguing about Chris Pratt, like him playing Mario, and I don't want to get into spoiler stuff here. I just want to say they released a teaser one time where it showed like the Super Mario Brothers show, which was like a play off the 1980s version. And they had a live action. They went into the cartoon world. That was a whole thing that they did for Mario. So the Mario Brothers, it's not a spoiler because they released it, but they actually have like for their plumbing company, they use the Mario Brothers theme song and they're like on an adventure and it's the actual song and it's fun, it's nostalgic, and it's like and they're totally 100% Italian, like over the top accents. Like it's a Mario, new my thing, and they're both like that, and then they
Drink.
go out of it.
Drink.
Ryan's
Talking
Mario.
about the
Ryan,
Super Sunday
Ryan
show
did a
now,
better
or what?
Mario voice than the guy they cast for fucking Mario.
He sounds like it when he does the accent like that. It sounds like it. I'll tell you this. This is not a spoiler. There's no but normally when they're in the movie, like Charlie Day and Chris Pratt, it's more of a subdued Italian accent. It's not like they're over top going crazy with the guy who actually played Mario does pop into it, playing a plumber. And he does he goes, is this too over the top? And then the guy turns from like, okay, he's like, no, it's not over the top. Yeah, and he does his whole thing, which was a good insider for
Okay, we
people
got
that
the
are,
cameo at least.
the cameo was there. So if you're a fan of it, like they had that moment. But my biggest thing in this, I think honestly, Chris Pratt was fine. It was fine. Peach was great. Toadstool was the winner for me. Toadstool was great.
Keegan
I
Michael
honestly
Key,
thought-
baby.
Keegan-Michael.
he was- He
Yeah,
was
Keegan-Michael
fantastic.
Key.
He's like, yeah, let's do this. I can't even do his voice. It was great. But it was
Ryan,
totally
you
what
better-
Toad should
you
sound
better-
like.
It's great. And
All
half
you're
of
doing
it
is
was
impressions, so you better start drinking real fucking fast.
Just stick a straw in it and just keep
Yep.
going.
He was badass. I'm gonna calm down the impressions. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna calm down.
Are you
I'm
are
waiting
you
for a
doing
Princess
wrong?
Peach impression.
I don't have one for her. I really don't.
Okay, good.
But my biggest thing, it's like I think the Mushroom Cat, the Kingdom looked great. I think honestly, the way they laid the land out was kind of like Super Mario World. If you're a fan of the games, like it really did lay it out like that. And they had a lot of stuff from Mario 3, a lot of Easter eggs. The music really was the biggest driving force. They had all those little undertones from all the games. Like they go down that pipe, it's like dun 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 dun. You know what I mean? But then be gone. And they pop in later. Like little things like that made me feel like a kid as I was watching it. My biggest thing that was weird for me, my takeaway, and this is it's slight spoiler, but it's not, is Bowser. I love Jack Black. I think he's great. I think he was a great choice to play Bowser. I think he was awesome. But the same aspect, Mario Odyssey did this. So Mario Odyssey had a storyline where Bowser loved Princess Peach and wanted to marry her. And let's just say Bowser loves the fuck out of Princess Peach in this. Without going too far into it, Jack Black released a song called Peaches, and it's in my head. It's in the movie. Go on YouTube and watch it. It's something. In the movie, it's definitely something. And I busted out laughing very hard. But overall, if you're a fan of Mario, the platform version of it, you get your fix of that. It feels like you're playing the game. They do a mix between platform and live action, like first person where you're jumping through blocks and running around the room. It's fun. It reminds me of the Lego movie a lot of ways. But like, different in its own way because it's Mario. But the ratings are huge for this. Like the numbers are big for Nintendo and for Illumination, who did, of course, the Minions movies.
Oh, of course,
and did
fucking Illumination.
It was Illumination, yeah. Yeah, that's who did this. The numbers,
bigger
though,
than the
are
Minions movies. That's huge.
bigger than the Minions. So the Minions, they go like 5-day opening. So the 5-day opening for Minions compared to the 5-day opening of Mario is going to be drastic, as it's looking right now if it keeps going. So they're saying for the Minions, it was 115.7 million for their 5-day opening. For Mario, it's going to be 195 million, they're saying. So look at those numbers alone. In their opening, they've already made more than the original Mario movie. Already. The original made like 30 million. It was a $50 million budget. So, I mean, they overdid that a million times over.
For inflation?
That's how it was at the time. So it's not adjusted. But their numbers, though, for Illumination and for the Mario is. That it is for the new ones. But not the original Mario.
When they make the inevitable sequel, are they going to base it on a lesser-known Japanese film, Doki Doki Panic?
I hope so. I honestly hope so. But the numbers are huge, though, for this. So I just want to go around the room and say, because I think I'm the only person that saw it, so I want to go around and see if people are excited about it or not. Mike, are you excited about this at all? Do you think this is a good idea? And do you think that from the trailers that this would be a good Mario movie?
I'm fucking excited about it. The trailers
What the fuck is that?
Right off the bat.
That's the OG
I don't
Koopa.
like to make comparisons when I'm right next to.
Is that another Mike Doc?
If you can
is
just
Mike Doc happening right now?
Mike Koopa.
Mike Koopa.
Look, MODOK was okay. I can accept MODOK.
I'm switching it
If
over.
you start making references to Goombas from the 1992 Mario movie, then it's just going to be the therapist bills are going to be more than I can afford.
That wasn't meant to be that.
Yeah, Brian, you know I'm excited, dude. I can't believe how just packed full my feed has gotten with everybody being like, oh, like the Mario movie only got 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, well,
97 the audience.
That's what I'm saying. First off, okay, 54% for a video game adaptation movie in the whole spectrum of video game adaptation movies, that wouldn't even be that bad. But then you look at the fact that people like the movie, almost everybody likes the movie. Like, what were people expecting for this? They're like the critiques are like, oh, the storyline is basic. Like, yeah, Nintendo is
a Mario storyline.
Is notoriously like close guarded with these characters, and these characters like Mario, Link, they don't speak. They're supposed to be surrogates for every person on the planet. If you start giving them like massive personality traits and flaws, you're going to be pissing off everyone in the universe.
It's true. It's true.
So I mean, I think that they Illumination, they nailed it with the look. They got credible.
Oh, the look is fantastic too.
Comedians that people like you go with a safe story. You do all the fan service. Like you make it
so much fan
like,
service in this, by the way.
That's anybody that wants more than that. I mean, we should hold our art to a higher standard. I mean, I do think that affects the culture, and I think that affects that where we're headed as a species and as a planet. But yeah, what did you want? Like, I'm really excited to see it.
I got what I wanted out of it. It felt like an actual accurate interpretation of Mario from like video game look to actual like storyline. Like
Well,
if you're a
that's the
fan of
thing,
Super
dude. It
Mario
looks like-
64,
It looks like Odyssey or 64, right? Like right
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
right off the screen.
there's a lot of Super Mario World and a lot of Super Mario 64. So if you're a fan of those games, you're gonna love it. And the music cues again are amazing. Rachel, are you a fan of Super Mario, and are you excited about this at all?
I like Mario. I want to be excited about this. I just feel like the voice cast was prioritized for fame over voice talent. There's something to be said that many of these people have not done voice work before, and I think that competent voice actors could have been a better choice.
That ship
than
has
going
sailed in
for-
mainstream Hollywood, though, hasn't it?
Yep.
I hate
kind
the
of has.
concept though. I'm allowed to hate
I'm
the
with
concept.
you. I'm
like-
with you. I just think the choice has been made.
If there was a bunch of unknown people, it would not have been this successful.
That is true, but stacking the cast that full, like you could have had one or two big names and gotten away with it. But I just think stacking the entire cast, and a lot of the cast I'm excited about. I think Charlie Day is an amazing choice for
Love
Luigi.
him.
He's great.
Super happy about that. I think Jack Black is an amazing choice for Bowser, and even Toad is Keegan-Michael Key. Great
Yeah.
choices. But did the rest of the cast need to be headliners?
I feel like Anya Taylor-Joy is also
She
a
was
very good choice.
awesome. She was fantastic.
her.
She was perfect. Perfect. I will say my only critique on the voices out of all of them was Cranky Kong. Cranky
Fred
Kong,
Armisen.
if you're a fan of Donkey Kong Country at all, like Cranky Kong is supposed to be this old kind of Grandpa Kong, you
Oh,
know,
drink,
is my
buddy.
interpretation. And Fred Armisen was like Fred Armisen, like he couldn't remember his lines. That's what it reminded me of. Like he couldn't remember his lines.
And I didn't even know Fred Armisen was in this. Like this cast is so
Yeah.
stacked.
And
it's
Seth Rogen
ridiculous.
too, isn't it?
And he's a big
Like,
part
there's
too.
A lot of people.
I was fine with Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was Seth Rogen. Like I
Well,
said to
she's
Mike
just-
before
I
the
don't-
show
He's saying
came on.
it's a stacked
Rogen?
cast. I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
a
Seth
stacked
Rogen
cast.
specifically said, "I will not be doing
He's
voice
phoning it in.
acting. I will be just saying my lines." And that's
He said he
so
phoned it
shitty.
in.
That is so
Yeah, he said it-
shitty. Such good voice actors. There are so many good and notable
It's
voice
true.
actors. You could have gotten voice actors who are recognizable names.
I
and
will
still
say
gotten marquee
Seth
status.
Rogen and Billy Eichner were the only rays of light in fucking
Billy
The Lion
Eichner's
King.
in this fucking
But
movie.
no.
No, she's
I
looking
was
at
saying The
Lion King.
Oh, okay.
Like honestly, he was Pumbaa.
Rachel,
Seth
the
Rogen
loser,
was
shit.
Pumbaa, and Timon was Billy Eichner. And like they were literally anytime they were on screen, I was happy. And then when they weren't on
I
screen,
love
was
Billy
like,
Eichner. I think he's great.
Me too. He's
But
hilarious.
he's kind of like a mid-tier, like he's B-list. Like he's not an A-list actor. If we're
Billy
being honest
Eichner,
with ourselves,
friend
here.
of the show. No,
He is a friend of the show.
He
But we
was.
can have B-list friend of the show. It's all right.
Bruce Campbell, friend of the show.
he's a number one friend of the show. I love Bruce Campbell. Why are you bringing him?
Sabrina,
into
are
this?
you excited about this at all,
Oh,
or
for
what?
fuck's
Do you
sake.
think this would be good at all, or what? How you feeling about this?
I don't know. I don't know. Mario 64 was my favorite Mario game of all time. I beat all 64 levels and all the secret things, and I got the star next to my name, and it was the greatest moment of my life when I was 8 or however old I was. And so I'm nostalgic about that. We used to always go to the Nintendo Championships in Manhattan when I was little, and like I would all the time. And my brother and my cousins would always kick ass at Mario, but I was the Tetris girl, personally. But like I
Tetris
grew
is
up.
hard as shit.
I know it is. That's my jam. But I grew up around, 4 boys. I have 3 cousins and my brother, and we are all very close. And so I've definitely was exposed to Super Mario Brothers and a million other video games, But I don't know. I'm very torn. I like that it's only an hour and a half because that's my kind of movie. I don't want to
Yeah.
be there for
It was
7 months
fast,
unless
and
it's
it
John
moves
Wick.
so fast.
And I know everyone's gonna get mad at me for this, but I love Chris Pratt. I think he's fucking great. I love him as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he's a really talented actor. Charlie Day is another one of my favorite people on the fucking
Awesome.
planet. I
I
fucking
think
love
Chris
him.
Pratt is talented, but it's so hard for me to aggregate his anti-LGBTQ feelings.
Oh, I didn't even know that was
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, he's like super against the gays, and I'm like,
Really?
that's not cool, dude. Yeah, he goes.
Oh, he's very religious.
He's associated
he's
with a church
super-
that has some
What?
religious.
not great.
Oh,
public
Yeah.
I
relations.
don't know. You're ruining my life. Please don't.
I know
mix
it hurts
As
my
long as-
feelings too.
as
Because Parks
long
and
as-
Rec is like my
Oh.
favorite
People,
show.
people stay in churches for a lot of reasons. It doesn't necessarily mean that they support every stance. Like it can be, like people stay in
But
Scientology.
he hasn't
because they
actively
don't
said
know.
that he supports the LGBTQ while simultaneously being in a group that actively hates the LGBTQ,
Kind of
and it puts
bummed.
him in a really shitty place.
That's not. Yeah.
I had
It
had
makes
no
me uncomfortable personally
idea
as a member
about
of the
that.
LGBT class.
He's one of my favorite.
sucks.
Oh, that's so sad.
And now he's Mario. So everybody, the thing is though, Super Mario Brothers is out, the movie. If you're a
have
fan of the
one
video
more thing
games. Oh,
And it's
okay,
not about
Rachel, I'll go
Chris
back
Pratt.
to
I wasn't done. That's
Sorry,
okay. I'm
Rachel.
sorry. I started drinking before. I was doing my makeup. I appreciate the synergy that Universal is doing here because they just opened Super Mario World over in California.
Yep.
Right.
So the synergy,
Yeah.
beautiful. 10 out of 10. Good job for that.
Have you gotten out there to Super Mario World in California?
No,
Brian?
I live
I wanna
in
go.
Colorado.
I want to go. I haven't gone yet either. I had some friends that went and they love it.
They sell a $60 fucking bracelet that you can put on your hand and walk around and collect.
The
fake
bracelet's
fucking
dumb.
coins. Like, what the fuck is
The
the point of
bracelet's
that?
a-
Like,
it's
just
a-
stop.
it's a money racket. Like-
fuck
But
you.
you can punch the
All
block, right?
Brian,
No,
Yeah, you
when
punch
we
the
come
block.
out,
No.
when we come out, Brian, you and me and Sabrina will do a
going.
Universal Day, and then you and I will
Yep.
do a California Adventure Day.
Brian,
Wait,
I
what
remember
about me? I
saw-
love California Adventure.
You said you didn't want to see Rogers the musical. You shit all over it. You said
And
Why
that'll
does
be
it have
happening.
to be a musical? I can go on the
'Cause-
cool rides, and you can go
That's
see that
fair.
dumb piece of shit.
All right, you go ride the
It's-
roller coaster. I won't ride. We'll go watch the dumb piece of shit.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds great. And there'll be a lot of sushi. Sorry, Brian.
Well, yeah, it's good. But as I was saying, Super Mario Brothers is coming out, or it's out now. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Honestly, I'm still giving it a thumbs up. I had fun with this, even though it is a little controversial with the cast. People again, Chris Pratt, people are like, what about that? Honestly, Bowser is still my thing where I'm like, I expect Bowser to be the big bad that just, captures the princess.
Not singing.
And Bowser
songs.
has, all I can say, Bowser has some emotions. And with that, I have to say this, when you watch it, you'll know. Peaches, peaches, peaches,
it.
peaches, 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 peaches,
Stop it.
peaches.
Oh,
I
come on, come
love
on.
you.
No.
That's all I can say. Anyway, speaking of our big time actor who is also doing animation, I want to talk about The Rock and Moana
Thanks, GR.
live action. Live action is happening. So Dwayne The Rock Johnson came forward and said, hey, everybody, we're doing a live action version of Moana. That's right. We're going to do this for sure. He's really excited about it. Since 2016, when it came out, it was a huge hit for Disney. There's a spin-off coming right now on Disney Plus. That's going to be a continuation of the first one. It'll be like a sequel. They haven't announced all the actors that are coming back for this, like voice actors, but it's moving forward. They're developing that. And on top of that now, Dwayne The Rock Johnson said, we're making an actual live version. And he hasn't said officially he's coming back, but his ass is coming back. That for sure is happening. And this is a big thing. They had a meeting about it. They had the Walt Disney Company 2023 shareholders meeting, and that's where this was announced. And The Rock's production company, $7, is going to be spearheading the whole ordeal. The soundtrack for it, the film soundtrack, it was the 10th best-selling album of 2016. It sold 2.7 million units worldwide.
Good old
Huge.
Lin-Manuel.
Yeah, of course you got. I mean, it's a great cast. It's a great music. They had some great music, and if you ask me, honestly, I was surprised by how good the movie was. I wasn't expecting it to be good at all. And and there's a lot of stuff that's great. The Rock song "You're Welcome" is a lot of fun, and good for him, like spearheading this and making it happen. They haven't really said officially if the TV show's going to have any kind of issues moving forward because of this, because, they were developing that first. So the question would be maybe the movie would, negate that. But I don't think that's going to happen. It doesn't seem like it as of now, especially because that's a sequel. It might just delay it until after this comes out and then they release that. But it's still pretty interesting to see that. I mean, this is a big motion for Disney these days, to be pushing forward, taking their animation stuff and making it live action. So this is another big one. So I know, Rachel, but it's happening. So Rachel, with that, look, I'll go to you first. Rachel, are you excited about this, or do you think that this is a bad idea and The Rock should take his $7 to stick it up his candy ass?
That was aggressive. I don't feel that aggressive about it. I do feel it's unnecessary. I think that all these live actions are unnecessary, but to remake something that came out 7 years ago,
Right.
live action, is beyond me. The only good that can come out of this is that if they tweak the soundtrack, Lin-Manuel Miranda could get his Oscar, and then he could have his EGOT. That's it.
Maybe. Well, also, one of the people that worked on, one of the producers from Encanto, which was Lin-Manuel too, is actually working on this as well. So maybe he could bring him in on this too.
I wouldn't have any doubt that he would be a part of it.
Of course he would be a part of it.
He wrote the entire original soundtrack.
You know what I mean? Like, of course he's going to be a part of it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Sabrina, are you excited about this? Or you think this is a great idea? You think The Rock has a great monumental movie to make, or you think this is bad?
No, I don't want any of this live action bullshit. It's like, just stop. Stick to what you're good at. Disney, like, make fucking cartoons. Everybody loves it. Like, why are you annoying me? I've had enough of you. I really fucking have. Like, you've ruined everything that I love. You buy things and you ruin them. And I'm like, I don't like it anymore. Like, you own everything. You don't pay well. And you fucking just beat shit to death. And I've had enough. So I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. I do. Lin-Manuel, friend of the show. Friend of the show. Hamilton's the only musical, aside from Les Mis, that I don't fucking hate. So, yay to you. You're an amazing person. You're a great songwriter. Yeah. Oh my God. I think I just came in my pants. I'm sorry.
What do you got there? What do you got there, Rachel?
A signed playbill.
Oh.
Lynn's not on it. It wasn't when he was running, but that's when I went to New York.
Literally, I am obsessed with that fucking play, and I don't even know why, but I am obsessed with it. I hate history and I hate musicals, but for some reason, this is the greatest thing that I've ever experienced in my life. I don't know why. It makes zero sense.
Let's go to New York, Sabrina. Let's go see it.
Absolutely. Well, he'll never do it again, and neither will Leslie Odom Jr.
It's not going to happen.
But the cast they have right now is really good.
I saw it at Pantage's third row, like happenstance, and it was not as good. And I want you to know this. This is the thing. The understudies, there were 3 understudies. George Washington was an understudy. Hamilton was an understudy. And the one who played Peggy, Schuyler, was an understudy. They all were the best in the whole fucking show, and it really
happens. That happens. They want it really bad, and it's actually
literally. I looked through the
at that moment,
and I was like,
it's their chance to shine.
And
that's what it is. It's like
they killed it.
You grab the bull by the nuts at that point, and you fucking rock and roll.
Is that the
Mike,
expression?
I don't know. Mike, are you excited about this?
We got 2, Brian, but we'll take that.
We got 2 no's against this, Mike. Are you excited about this? Or are you like, this shouldn't be happening?
I've got 3 things for this. One, Rachel, this is a very fast turnaround time. So what are we? 2016 to 2023?
Yeah.
7 years we're mining, so it's gonna get closer and closer. There's gonna be Law and Crime Channel 2. We're gonna be just referencing things that have happened in the very recent past. So get ready for that. 2, $7 Productions. I wasn't aware that this is the name of The Rock's production company.
Yep, yeah, it's $7
for a production company. I like that a lot.
There's actually
because he had $7 in his pocket one time.
Yep.
Yeah, when he was like at his worst, he only had $7 in his pocket, so that's why he came up to it. You know, that's where it came from.
That's a very Cliff Notes version of the story, but yes.
Yeah. When his life was the worst, apparently.
And then 3, I had some comment on Moana, but I don't remember what it was anymore.
It's all that rust remover.
Moana is a perfect example how you can have one, like, legacy, or not legacy, but like one stunt cast. Rock was the big name in that movie. The actress who played Moana was a unknown actress. And it was fine. It was perfect. That movie did great.
It worked.
Mario did not need to stunt cast the entire fucking cast.
But also,
I like how you jump back to the Mario. I like that. That's good.
My favorite thing was reading the article. They're like, Disney's classic Moana. And I'm like, it's not a fucking classic. It happened like 5 minutes ago. Like, what? How dare you call Cinderella's a classic? You know what I mean? Like, peaches. Brian, for fuck's sake, drink. God damn it.
I remembered my 3rd point.
Oh, good.
Mike, what you got there?
You don't have to worry. I think all of us know that Lin-Manuel Miranda, if anyone was ever going to EGOT, Lin-Manuel Miranda is going to EGOT. So if it doesn't happen right now, it's going to happen in the very near future.
I cannot wait. I love him so much. He was the best part of that fucking His Dark Materials show. I honestly watched it just for him. And every episode he wasn't on, I was pissed.
He was robbed.
Yeah,
he should have won.
For sure.
I have to say, though, I don't think anybody is going to EGOT that's making the Barbie movie. So the Barbie movie is coming out, everybody. Rachel, the face that Rachel has right now. The Barbie trailer came out. I mean, maybe. You never know. You never
Bobby,
know.
come on. You make an EGOT.
So the Barbie trailer just dropped. The main featured one came out for the Barbie movie. And, you know, I love how they started. I laugh because they're like, hey, Barbie. Hey, Ken. What?
Hold on.
What?
Just so you know, Margot Robbie and what's his name? Ryan Gosling. Both
Ryan
are
Gosling.
Oscars. And so does Greta Gerwig. So I don't know about your EGOT theory. So just continue. Sorry.
Well, I just mean like I'm not sure, you know. But anyway, so Barbie, the trailer dropped. They had a teaser that came out before, but now the official trailer came out where they're actually breaking it all down and they're kind of giving a little bit more. And interesting enough, it's like they show them in like Barbie world, you know. It's like Barbie land, they say, you know, Mattel world, the real world, if you will. If you know, if you've been watching, what's it called, real something, real. You know, but anyways, so they go to the Barbie world, and this kind of surprised me. I was kind of shocked went to actually Barbie's world. I thought that maybe it would be somebody that's wants to be Barbie, maybe the model, but it's actual Barbie in Barbie world with a million Kens, a million Barbies. If you watch the trailer, it's like all different people that are, you know, the same name because that's what it is. Like everyone's Barbie. It's Barbie different shapes and sizes and everything, as opposed as same thing as Ken of all shapes and sizes and everything. And to me, I thought that was actually kind of fun. It's like the dream world. And then to me, I'm getting this. They're leaving the dream world and they're going to the real world. Well, Will Ferrell's there running Mattel and telling her what's going on and how to market herself to the world. And honestly, just overall, I think it was a fun trailer. I do. Margot Robbie she's a great Barbie. She really is. Like for the main Barbie, I think she matches perfectly. In the initial teaser, they showed her as like it was like Space Odyssey in a way. It was like dun 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 dun, you know, like her as Barbie, which worked. It was fun. But this was, I mean, they're all good. They all look their part, you know. It's just how good is this movie gonna be? Honestly, you have Barbie in the real world. What's it gonna be like? I'm kind of skeptical. Like where you go? What's the storyline for this? Like, is it gonna be that she has to it seems like this world exists, right? Mattel world exists wherever this world is, Barbie land, and now she leaves it and goes to the real world. But like, what's that mean for the real world? Is that the whole premise? Mike, what do you think? Are you excited about the Barbie movie? What do you think this is going to be for a premise based on this trailer?
Coming to me first on this one because I knew Rachel, our princess in residence, was going to want to have the real, you know, the meat in the later part of the segment for this one.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about Mario, like how the visual appeal goes a long way. I'm an aesthetics guy. Like it doesn't bother me that they're really spending their time on that. And they're, you know, and this is peak nostalgia. These are 1991 neon colors, right? Like they're just trying to reach back into the brain stems of people that maybe have a little bit of money now and a little bit of expendable income and just whatever they can do to kind of squeeze the money teat out of your brain stem. Feel free to quote me on that. So I think it has the potential to be very iconic. It looks super campy. I think it's going to really appeal to people that are big fans of the color pink and also people who like to indulge in cocaine.
Bringing it back to the cocaine.
No fentanyl. No fentanyl.
No, I have a feeling that Mattel gets you the real shit, unadulterated.
We're gonna see what Rachel says the last of this one. I'm gonna go to Sabrina next because I know Rachel's like itching at the bit to do this. But Sabrina, what do you think? You saw this trailer. Do you think this is gonna be good? Do you think that this world makes sense? Do you see an idea here that works as a movie?
My number one problem, which is very specific, is that the very first shot they showed was her taking off her shoes and her foot still being in the high heel position. However,
that seems like Barbie though.
She has no problem using her fingers or her fucking elbows. Okay? Barbie's
not when she drives.
This
Logical
is Barbie.
Consistency.
Barbie
That's what
is like
want.
this. Okay? Barbie should be driving like this. She should be saying hi like this. She doesn't have movable fucking hands. They're shaped like this. This is a Barbie hand. And my friend was Barbie as Halloween, and I commended her until she got shit-faced. She was doing this the whole time. And I was like, that is brilliant. You're doing Barbie. But if they're going to make a shot of her not being in her fucking heels and having toes up, she should fucking have hands like this. That's really upsetting to me. So that's a fucking faux pas, Greta Gerwig, and I'm not happy about it. Number one.
Lexi says
two.
that Sabrina's a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Yeah, you know what? Because I like you, Lexi, I'm not going to yell at you right now.
I think it's a compliment.
But there were some
Sabrina.
fun moments.
I am
Wait,
so
wait, wait.
not a Barbie girl. I am so much more a boy than I'm more of a Ken than I am a Barbie, and everyone
you
knows
are
that.
a blonde.
That's true, but I can't
Barbie
help what I
girl.
was born with. I don't dye my hair. Like, this is what happened. I can't help it. You know what I mean?
Kind of a skipper, if you ask me.
I grew up with. You know what? Now you can go fuck yourself, Mike Duff. Now you can fucking trick. Okay.
I got one in.
Oh, shit.
Hey, oh my god!
I would say though, in the trailer though, it was kind of fun where they're like, he's like, "Can I come over tonight?" And she's like,
"Dude, that's not cool." I don't know why they did that to her.
I did think it was great when he's like, "Can I come over tonight?" She's like, "Why'd you want to spend the night?" He's like, "Just cause." She's like, "What are we gonna do?" He's like, "I don't know."
I mean,
You know what I mean? Because
honestly,
they don't
in
really
the-
know how to fuck. You know what I mean? It's like
In
they
the
don't
movie-
have that. They don't. You know, that's the whole joke about the Barbie dolls and the Ken dolls, and she's like, "There's nothing there." You know. So they made a joke about that, and the beach off thing was pretty funny at the end of the trailer too. I'm gonna beat you off. I'm gonna beat you off. I'm gonna beat you both off at the same time. And I'm like, I see what you're doing
I
here.
didn't laugh at that. It was not fucking funny to me. It wasn't funny.
Well,
Like,
Well,
I don't
now
think
we've all had our
anything-
little conversation. I want to ask Rachel what
Maybe.
she thinks,
Yeah, only
because
one of
Rachel
our
is the
opinions
Barbie
really
girl
matters.
here right now, dressed as, in her Barbie world. Rachel, what do you think? What do you think about this trailer? Are you excited?
I am somebody who grew up with Barbies in the 90s, and I absolutely loved Barbies. I am huge Barbie, like I have collectible Barbies that you can't see off screen. Huge Barbie fan. And also we have 7 Transformers movies. Why can't we have one Barbie movie?
Good point.
Preach.
Just putting
Selling
that out
points.
there. This movie is not going to be what the trailers are putting it out to be. The trailers are trying to put it out to be as like a fun, upbeat, entirely happy movie. This
Gritty
movie is
reboot.
going to be Barbie's mental fucking breakdown, because she's going to get to the real world and it's going to be so different than the Barbie world. She's going to lose her shit. And Barbie is a feminist icon. Barbie has had every job. Barbie's been president. Barbie has been a scientist. Barbie was having all the jobs before
She's a
women-
feminist icon. She's fucking perfect. How is that a feminist icon? They made
She's had
little
all
girls
the
want to
jobs.
look like that. That's fucked up.
The stylization is not my favorite thing, but in the modern day, they have fat Barbie, and I love fat Barbie.
Well, I mean, when I was growing up, there was no fat Barbie. There was only super hot Barbie
Which
who
is-
looked fucking perfect, and her hands were
It
like
is-
this.
Hey, Fat Barbie is super hot
Super-
too, Sabrina. Those are
Fat
your
Barbie is
prejudices,
super
okay?
hot.
Not ours.
Okay, I'm just saying, the Barbie I grew up with was the one Barbie, and then there was Skipper who was flat-footed and flat-chested, and then
It
there
is-
was like
Skipper?
fucking Skipper's her like niece or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Skipper's, I think, her younger sister.
It's her dental
She's
assistant.
Skipper and Kelly.
Well, they did Skipper dirty, so Mike, again, go fuck yourself. Thank you.
Come
I
on,
just wanna
Barbie,
bring
let's
that
go
back
party.
around. But also, like Barbie, like stunted a whole generation of girls who thought they
It
had to be
is
fucking perfect.
fair. It is entirely fair to criticize Barbie's looks, but Barbie has always had jobs way beyond what was available for women at the time. Barbie is a career fucking woman, and Ken is just fucking there. Ken is an accessory to Barbie.
He
He really
100%
is.
is.
That's
I
true.
agree to
Make
that.
that known.
I agree to that, and I feel like
Um,
Ryan Gosling in the trailer,
Ryan
like,
Gosling was a terrible cast.
I hate him, but
He's
I'm
pissed.
saying he does seem like a total accessory. He was like,
They
she was
should-
like, do you have your rollerblades? And he's like, I bring them everywhere. I really want to punch.
Which is the thing. I think he comes with
Oh,
rollerblades, right? Beach Ken
there
comes
is-
with rollerblades.
Okay, so here's the thing about the costumes is all the costumes are actual Barbie outfits and actual
Oh, I
Barbie
know.
models that we're given.
I
And
literally
that's
have a
10 out of
chest
10.
like that I still haven't thrown away. A
Amazing.
giant fucking box of Barbies. I have
And
Barbies
even-
in a box still. Like I loved Barbie. I just
They
don't think she
even
was healthy for
featured-
children who grew up with her.
Which is a fair criticism. But they even featured pregnant Midge. Pregnant Midge is
Oh,
part
Midge,
of
I
it.
forgot about Midge. Hey, girl.
Of course, the
Love
pregnant doll is
Midge,
named
redheaded
Midge.
queen.
Midge, like what?
Right?
Hey, to be fair,
Like, who
Midge
comes
was
up with that?
introduced in the 60s. But pregnant Midge is there, and Alan is there. Michael Cera is playing Alan.
Alan. Yeah, it's deep.
Amazing. Alan was
Yeah,
an
Alan.
accessory
Should
doll
be
that
Efron,
only came out
yes.
in the 60s.
Ken should be
Yeah.
Zac Efron. It'd be so much better.
100%. We have said from day
Yeah,
one.
I can
Ken
see
should
that.
be Zac
There's a
Efron.
cast in here. Like there's John Cena's in this shit too, also as a Ken, and
John
and you
Cena. Oh,
This
he's
movie-
also a Ken. You also
This
have
beefy Ken.
Kate McKenna's a Barbie as well in this too. So
Yes,
there's
she's
a lot of
the
people that
Rex
are
Barbie.
actually showing.
Which I am thrilled to see what they do with that. This movie dug deep into Barbie lore and pulled everything they could out of it. And I think that it was made with a lot of love and a lot of care. And
I love
think
Greta
it's going
Gerwig.
It's like the
I
Mario
hope you're
movie.
right.
100% amazing, and somebody's going to win an Oscar from this. I don't know if it's the costuming department
No
or
one is
Greta.
going to win an Oscar for this.
Somebody is going to win an Oscar
you know who
for
is?
this, and I will put
Helen
that money
Mirren.
down right
Helen Mirren
now.
is as the narrator. She's gonna win it. Helen Mirren's the narrator. She's gonna win it.
Somebody.
Hey, Rachel,
I'm
can I ask you a
Lexi,
quick
I'm with
question?
you.
Do you
What's
have
up?
do you have insight into what the plot of the movie is, or are you just prognosticating this straight
I
up?
am
Because it sounds
just
that sounds entirely plausible.
I'm piecing it together from what I know of the film itself and between Greta Gerwig as a director and just like
do
what it
love
seems
her.
to be hinting at. This film is going to be deeper than people expect it to be.
Spot on with that, right? I think you're going
It's,
to.
would think
it's
so.
going to be amazing. It's going to be so fucking good. And did you see the first teaser that was a direct
Playoff. Space
playoff
Odyssey.
of Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Boom, boom.
I feel
This
like
movie's going to be amazing. I
it's
cannot
definitely
wait
not going
for
to be
it.
amazing. It might be tolerable, but it's definitely not going to be amazing.
How excited men were for the Joker. This is my Joker.
Yeah.
I mean-
There we go. This is your Joker. That's awesome.
Let's hope the Barbie fans are slightly less toxic.
It's very true.
I mean-
Very-
I don't know. I love Barbie. I grew up with Barbie. Like I don't really see the need for it personally. Like it really like they're a
But if
whole
we
my
had
my
7
generation. You're much
Transformers, we have
you're much
one
younger than
Barbie.
me. Transformers are fucking cool. They're cars and they
That's
turn into
cool.
fucking aliens.
I love
They
Transformers.
fucking skyrocket in the sky.
I
They're
am
cars, they're
Optimus
people,
Prime.
They talk. They fucking.
Barbie was
they're
a
fucking
marine
cool.
biologist and president.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I feel
She does
you.
it all?
I know she played tennis. I know she was peaches and creams. Barbie. She had her day suit where she went to work and then she can go out at night and party afterwards. She was like an upscale gem, pretty much. You know, and I'm down with
An
that.
upscale
I
gem?
grew
Yeah,
up with that.
we haven't even brought class fantasy into this whole discussion. And we probably shouldn't. But I do think that's another level of commentary that's relevant
But
to
like
the discussion.
growing
Barbie
up when
had
I grew up, you're much
A
younger than me.
Malibu house, a plane, like she had
Right.
it all.
But you are much younger than me. And when I was growing up and had Barbie, it was just Barbie. It was 50 Shades of Barbie. And then Skipper came in at the end. And then also
Skipper.
it's like Barbie and her perfect boyfriend Ken. Like it's a very
From the
unhealthy
beginning, from
fucking
the
thing to
60s.
sell to a fucking child.
The body image, I will 100% agree with you. I will never, ever debate the body image issues with you. But from the 60s, Barbie was a career woman. She had jobs. She was doing stuff that normal women couldn't
Sure,
do.
she had
at the
jobs. She
time.
was also perfect looking and had a perfect
Right.
rack and perfect legs and
And
fucking
again,
perfect hands.
not
that didn't
debating
move.
you on the
And
body
Ken
image issues.
had a fucking six pack. The Ken doll literally had a six pack. So it's
Right.
like if I don't look like this and I don't date this, I am not successful. Like Barbie is successful. I can't be
Not
Malibu Barbie.
debating you
I
on
can't
the
be
body
driving.
images.
I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
The
Not
lack
debating
of a
you
on
penis,
that.
the
Like,
lack of a
I came
penis
of
made him
age-
slightly less sexually
I came
threatening.
of age in the 2000s when being
Just
Just a little bulge, that's all he had going on there.
I know, it was a pansexual bottom, but like that's cool.
But kids
no
Kids
one's
still
gonna
loved
see
it
that,
though.
but this
Girls
was
loved it,
all
boys loved it.
chiseled. No, boys didn't
Yeah.
love it. Now they love it. They didn't love it. They weren't allowed to love it then.
Some boys loved it, Sabrina.
I'm sure they did, but it was
Yes,
much
yes.
more suppressed than it is now, which is also fucked up.
You know who isn't chiseled though? That's Shrek. Shrek
There
is
it
not
is.
chiseled, everybody. I want to talk about Shrek 5. We can talk about Barbie for a long time. But Shrek 5, everybody, Shrek 5
See, that's
is
funny.
happening. It's moving forward. I know it's great. I have fun with that transition. Shrek 5 is moving forward. DreamWorks is like, give us some more. We're rebooting Shrek. Rebooting it, they're saying. But they said they couldn't reboot it without the OG cast, which doesn't make sense to reboot new people. But you know what? All the cast wants to do it. We talked about Eddie Murphy not too long ago with an interview about how they were doing the Puss in Boots movie, and he was like, they should do a donkey movie. I would do a donkey spinoff. That'd be better than Puss in Boots. Like, a laugh about that. And then the actual producer was like, I'll give him a donkey movie, and he can also come do this Shrek 5, because that would be fucking awesome. Melodani was like, without a question, I would give him that. And he also said, like, I'll do that spinoff tomorrow, but also that makes me excited. He said that because I want him for Shrek 5. And Mike Myers said he'd do one every year if he could. I mean, Cameron Diaz retired, she said, but this is voiceover. So hopefully she would come back for this. They're actually talking to everybody. They're working out deals. It's not worked out yet, but the idea is all the cast is super excited about it. They want to do it. There's tremendous enthusiasm, they said, about this. So it's a thing. No, it's going to be a whole new storyline. It's not like it's rebooting, but it's a whole new premise. We're kind of moving forward with this. We're not rebooting it 100%, but it's going to be, different. It's not like we're, continuing, but we are continuing. It doesn't really make sense to me overall, but I'm like, good for them that they're bringing back the OG cast because it is Shrek. And how do you have Shrek without Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie Murphy?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, how do you do it?
Sorry,
how do you do without them? Yeah, well, she's the one that I said that she's not like 100% said anything, but they said they are talking to her too, and the conversations are all going forward very well. And I mean, everybody's coming back. I can't imagine she wouldn't, but she did just did her whole thing where she's like, I'm retiring, and I had my moment in the sun, and I'm done. But this is voiceover. You go into your pajamas into a sound booth, and you record for a couple hours, and you go home, and you collect a fat fucking paycheck.
Shrek proves me wrong. Shrek proves me wrong on my Mario point. Because that was it came out in 2001. Shrek was an all-star cast. You had Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, whoever voiced Farquaad
Huge
was
cast.
a big name.
Lord Farquaad.
John Lithgow.
Yeah. Lord Farquaad.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm drunk.
You know the Muffin
my
Man?
point.
Peaches.
My point
everyone's
is
got a
completely mute on Mario. I take it all back. I'm sorry, Mario.
But this worked though because
right.
Mike Myers was great, Mike Myers was great, awesome Shrek, and he wasn't the initial Shrek either because it was supposed to be Chris Farley, but then Chris Farley died,
Right.
and then they wanted Mike Myers.
Yeah.
And they had all that concept, that old weird concept art that's still out on the internet,
Yeah,
like of the
all the
previous
animatronic stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just,
weird.
yeah.
Readings from it. I don't know why the fuck they're doing this. Shrek is having a bit of a renaissance. Even people on TikTok and whatever are remembering Shrek and how great it was.
He never went
So
away.
it never went away. Like,
Never went away.
Wisconsin. Here, Madison, Wisconsin, where I live.
Donkey.
Madison, Wisconsin, the
have-
center of culture.
They have for the Midwest, Rachel. You're not wrong. And to that point, there's a Shrek Fest here every year. It's not something
Is there
that
really?
I've attended, but yeah, there's a Shrek Fest
Shut
every
the
year. Of
actual
course there's
fuck
a Shrek
up.
Fest.
You are not being serious.
No, Mike, you're lying. You're lying. There's no Shrek Fest.
You're all,
Shrek
every one of you
Fest.
sitting in front of a computer. You can look it up.
Oh my god, I'm doing it right now. This is insane.
So, Mike, being someone that's gone to Shrek Fest, you hear about Shrek 5, you have your best cast ever coming back, your nostalgia, your
You see
love
that?
for
That
your
was
childhood.
a spit take right there. I think that's only 2 or 3 in my lifetime.
It literally
I saw it.
it comes up Facebook Shrek Fest.
Are you
Milwaukee.
excited about Shrek 5 and the possibility of the OG cast coming back?
I'm wondering if we're just going to see more of these dragon donkey hybrids, because to be honest, there's not that much that I know more about the series. Mike Myers, yeah, of course you want to do one every year, man. You're making $16 million for a week in a booth. Like,
All Mike knows about this movie is that a dragon and donkey fuck.
well,
Oh,
we
shit.
pay attention to the things that are important to us.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that we still have all the same. The beautiful thing about, I guess, having people do their voices in animation is that, and you see it with Optimus Prime too. The guy. I'll make this my example. The dude that voiced Optimus Prime in the 1986 Transformers cartoon, which was
Jim
an amazing
Cummings?
cartoon, also voiced it
Was it
in the
Jim
most
Cummings?
recent iteration. If my information is correct on that, he still
It wasn't Peter Cullen?
and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. We don't have, but my point is we don't have to see the actors' faces melting in real time, which is what happens to all of us as the earth spins. So yeah,
That's
it's
deep.
funny. It's funny that we're getting to it's like a nostalgia remake because it's been 20 years, but then also it's just
same
another
point.
sequel. Like,
It's just a sequel.
yeah, I mean they're going to be able to cash in, so it's going to happen. Whatever.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's not a
I'm gonna
sequel,
go
it's
to
like a quadquel. Like, isn't this like the 5th fucking one or something? Like,
It's the
And
fifth
they
one.
made a Broadway musical.
I think they're all
Yep.
sequels. aren't
Oh,
they?
yeah, the
Everything-
musical is
everything
wild.
After the first one is a sequel.
Sabrina, are
I
you
thought-
excited about Shrek 5? Do you think this is great, or do you think they should let this, be in the past, and maybe if you reboot it, get a new cast?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I am torn. I loved the first Shrek. Really loved it. The rest of them are kind of meh, and this last Puss in Boots could go fuck itself as far as I'm concerned. So
It did great too.
I know it did great, but it was a piece of fucking shit. You fell asleep 19 times and I endured it to the end, and I will never watch
I
it
went back
again.
and watched it.
It was fucking meh. It's all been meh. Like the one that introduced Puss in Boots wasn't awful. But like the rest of them in between were just kind of like there.
Boots.
But the first one was really, really Brian drink. The first one was really, really good. It was and drink again. We can't even see you, so I don't even know if you're drinking. I hope you are. Don't be a fucking unnoble fuck. Drink your fucking drink,
Boots.
Lord Farquaad.
Farquaad.
That again. You better fucking put a straw in that shit. Okay, so I'm torn. I really, really love the first one, and like very rarely there is like a like with the Saw franchise, like the first one was great, the second one sucked, the third one
Every
was great,
single
the
Saw
fourth one
movie was
sucked.
amazing.
They're all good.
No,
They're all
every
good.
single one.
No, okay,
And
we're not-
Thumbs
every
up, Rachel.
single Final
First of all-
Destination.
First of all, Final Destination is badass. I will give you that. But the second Saw movie sucked balls. Hairy,
Okay, but
sweaty
the
balls
second-
that were at the fucking gym all day.
Saw
That
movie
when
was a
the pants
script
came
that
off,
wasn't
you
even
ran.
supposed to be Saw, and they just
It
slapped Saw onto it.
Sucked. The third one, really
It's
good.
like-
The fourth one, not so much. I'm just saying, Saw. It's like there's an ebb and flow. That's the only franchise I can think of right off the top of my head that is not like always spectacular.
Can we
You
get
know what I
a
mean?
Saw Shrek crossover movie though?
Wow, no. I think that would terrify everybody. I think it would probably scar people more than Barbie did. Just saying.
Barbie is so good. Barbie.
Barbie ruined everyone in my generation's life. Just
So
you know.
Rachel, are you like?
Kate Moss
like-
ruined my generation.
Kate Moss, she blows away in fucking wind and did 8 balls of cocaine all day.
Right.
Like, how did she ruin your
So
generation?
Rachel,
The
I want to
heroin
ask you
she
about this.
played with every
Are you
day.
excited? Rachel, are you excited about this at all? Do you think this needs to be
No.
made, or are you
it's so
like against this, like Sabrina is about that we shouldn't have another Shrek here?
I didn't say I'm against it. I said I was torn. Don't misquote me, sir.
I think you can
Rachel,
make
the floor
another
is yours.
Shrek, but you need to make it a proper sequel. Don't make it a reboot. Fuck rebooting it. It's still popular. It's still there. Just make another one if you want to. Print that money. I don't care. DreamWorks.
How is it a
go for
reboot with the same actors anyway? Like, how are you calling it a reboot? It's not a reboot.
stupid.
It's a continuation.
It's a
That doesn't
stupid
make
concept.
sense.
Yeah, just be like Toy Story did. Like Toy Story is doing another Toy Story, right? You're doing
Honestly,
another
we
Toy
don't
Story.
need
You're
any
just
more
calling it Toy
either.
Story.
Unpopular opinion. Stop making fucking Toy
I'll
Story.
watch another Toy Story all day.
Stop making Cars movies. Make
All
something
day.
new. You know what? Make a Wall-E 2 if you want to make a sequel.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Wall-E was so
I'll
good.
fucking
Me
watch
too.
either
That
of those.
was so good.
I cried.
love Wall-E.
I cried in the theater
Me
watching
too.
Wall-E.
Who
As you
didn't?
should.
Yeah.
Let's say,
If you
Any-
didn't cry
let's say
watching
thumbs up
Wall-E,
or
you're not
thumbs down.
human.
let's say thumbs up or thumbs down for Shrek 2. What do we think? I'm or
Thumbs
Shrek 5, I should
neutral.
say.
You can make more Shrek. Don't remake it though.
I'm doing.
Mike, I can't see your thumb.
Mike,
Is it my thumb?
Okay, so we're torn on the Shrek,
Mike,
everybody.
Are you seriously not going to give a thumb?
Yeah, sure. It's
Mike
art.
Doc,
It's art.
let's
It's
do it.
beautiful
Yeah,
art.
Thank
yeah.
you.
2 to
love
medium
it.
means
I
we're
love it.
on board for
10
Shrek
Shreks.
5.
20
Mike Myers
Shreks.
coming back.
Never
Eddie Murphy's
know.
coming back. Cameron Diaz coming back. Let's make this happen.
Well,
Hopefully, John
that's
Lithgow
not
makes an
confirmed.
appearance.
That's
That's
not
all
confirmed.
quad.
Don't give people bad news. That's not confirmed. She's not confirmed.
are
No,
you
she's
just
not, but
drinking
everybody-
straight tequila, Sabrina? What are you drinking?
Yeah, I am
Donkey.
doing this.
Hey, is that
Donkey!
where, is that where the
Mike's still
who's
drinking
eating
Sleepy Time tea. He
Friend,
won't
friend
tell
of
us
the
what he's
show,
drinking.
Hornitos.
Hornitos?
Friend of the
That's
show,
good. That's not
tequila.
bad shit. Is that where Gordon Ramsay got Donkey from?
The older
I
I,
think
get, the
so.
less I want to
Yeah.
mix alcohol. I just drink it straight. I'm like, yeah.
But
that's good.
Shrek 5 is coming. It's going to
my
happen,
Barbie
everybody. Let's do a little drink to Shrek 5, everybody, because, why not? Watch Mario. Anyways, now it's time for our featured story of the
wow.
night.
Ah.
in my Barbie world. I'm not lapped in plastic, but it's fantastic. Anyways,
It was
I
so
want
much
to talk
fun.
about what James Gunn said. So James Gunn said there have been conversations about a DC Marvel matchup. That's right. Of course it makes sense. Like the fact that he actually is being open about this is pretty fucking awesome. But James Gunn said that him and Kevin Feige have talked about it, and he said it's a possibility. He said, who knows? All right. That's many years though away because, well, I think we have to establish what we're doing first. I would be lying to say that we haven't discussed it though, but all discussions have been very, very light and fun. I'm certain that's more likely now that I'm in charge with DC. And the fact is, Kevin Feige said a while ago that he said, hey, look, my standard answer for this is never say never. I never thought we'd be this far with the franchise. And we'll see what happens. And like Gunn's in charge. And then at that point, when he was talking about that, he was saying like James Gunn was finishing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He had a lot going on his plate. He was just taking over DC. And of course, people are asking him immediately because like, well, if you run, Marvel and he runs DC and he knows you and your friends, like, why would you not make this happen? It just makes sense across the board for everybody. Now, they have had some crossovers. In 1996, there was a comic series called DC vs. Marvel. And that they had the company's greatest heroes fighting each other, and they actually let the fans vote who would win. So that happened in the comics. They also had the JLA Avengers ran from September 2003 to 2004, where the superheroes of the Justice League of America and the Avengers were pitted against each other, and they were actually fighting the Grand Master, who was played by Jeff Goldblum in Thor Ragnarok. So if you know that character, that's who they were fighting. There's a big man bad. So they have done these crossovers in the comics. But when it comes to the actual movies, everybody's asking for it. GR says it won't happen. GR, it's going to happen. I'll tell you right now, it's going to happen. That's my take on it, 100%. It's just a matter of time. The fact that they would actually move forward and say this at all right now at this point. Like, he was doing an interview with Empire. Out of nowhere, he was like, yeah, you know what? I've talked to Kevin Feige about this. We've had a conversation. I'm not going to lie to you because James Gunn said a million times that he will not lie to the fans. And he'll be straightforward and be like, hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I'll tell you how it is. I'm not going to lie to you about casting. With Superman, he told me before, like, we're not getting James Gunn back. He had a bunch of statements on Twitter, on Instagram. He's actually one of the most, if you ask me, one of the most like outspoken producers you can find, especially in a big thing like DC or Marvel, that they would actually be this open with the fans on a platform like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or fucking TikTok, wherever you want to fucking tick-a-tack-a-nipple, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, you know what I mean?
Can you say that again, Brian?
Are you 60?
Anyways.
What happened there?
I have no idea what happened there.
Drink.
Anyways, so I believe James Gunn. The fact that he would actually say this in person in an interview means that they've had a conversation. It means it's real. I mean, think about this. James Gunn loves comics. He loves them so much. And the fact that he's in charge with DC is huge for him. And he wants this to happen because he loves Marvel. He's done Marvel over and over again. So why would he not want to have a crossover? That's why I feel. So let's Sabrina first. Sabrina, what do you think? Do you think this is a possibility? Or do you think this is just like...
First? That's very interesting.
I mean, do you want me not to?
No, I'm ready. Let's do it, bitch. What's up?
Are you excited about the possibility of this? Do you think that James Gunn is being true to the fans?
Again, I love James Gunn. And I do believe that this is an honest statement. I do believe that there was some sort of a talk. I'm not going to say that it's a sure thing. Absolutely not, because it's a bit of a thing, like license wise to be able to do this sort of thing. But there are characters who kind of share licenses here and there. Like, we see with the Sony and the Fox thing with Spider-Man, and there are things that can be done. And James Gunn does have a very good working relationship with Marvel, as he's done all the Guardians of the Galaxy's movies. So I think that it is definitely a possibility. And I don't know if I support it or not. That's the real question for me. Like, I'm not sure. I kind of like them separate, which may sound weird, but I mean, if there was some, like, even like, if you think about like the War of the Worlds, or not the War of the Worlds, what the fuck was the Endgame? Or what was the one before Endgame? What was that one? Civil War?
Infinity Wars.
Infinity Wars. It was a war. Like where it's like 950,000 superheroes fighting against. It was a lot for me. Like I'd rather focus on like a good little bunch and like, you know, get in there on that. Like so I feel like I don't know.
I think
I'm
everyone wants to see Batman and Iron Man together. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, but who
It's
is
not gonna
Batman?
happen.
Who is Batman though? Barbie
We're
does
gonna
not
find
fit
out in the
into
new
this,
phrase.
Lexi.
That's why James Gunn says he has to establish his people first, what he's doing before he can actually plan that. But the idea is out there. It's out there. And honestly, GR is like, I don't think so, but
He's using it as promotional material. He's just saying it to hype up the new DC era. Because the
Well,
old
yes, of
DC
course.
era
No,
was
I
think
so
it's possible.
fucking hard. Like, you would have to get WB, Sony, and Disney all to agree. That's not gonna fucking happen. It's never
but Kevin
happened in the
Feige has
comics. It's
some people in
never
his
gonna
pocket.
happen sure, there's people who are friends, but the
Well, Kevin
licensing
Feige is
too
like the
fucking
god of
difficult.
Marvel, so like he could make that happen if he wanted to. But oh,
But follow
Lexi,
the
great
money,
comment.
Rachel.
WB on it, but
It's a super Freddy versus Jason. I very much like that comment, Lexi.
But
right,
Rachel, don't you think that the
right.
money would they make them so much money, Rachel? Don't you think this is something they would all think is beneficial to everybody?
Honestly, DC would have to prove itself first. Marvel has done such a good job in its MCU that DC would have to at least
Right,
not-
but James Gunn is a part
Phase
of that.
one.
James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy, which is one of the most successful
and I
franchises
think,
of the
I
three.
think James Gunn is the best chance DC has, but
100%.
DC's track record is fucking zero.
True.
Like they've made two good,
Not zero.
films, maybe.
Not zero.
Like,
The
it's-
original, the
but
Michael
as a-
Keaton Batman. Come on,
As
That was a long time
cohesive
ago.
Universe,
who cares?
though,
It was
in the
Tim Burton.
recent
It was
era.
fucking epic.
Right, but
Yeah.
that was like in the
At the
early
time,
90s.
but still, at the time,
Excellent.
those movies, those
Excellent,
Batman
early
movies
90s.
with Michael
But
Keaton were great.
Marvel had
And-
zero footprint at that time.
I think we
true.
need some
Now,
nerd
in the
introspective
modern
here
era.
from Mike Casey.
Oh, okay.
Mike Casey,
I'm a nerd
Two.
what?
Let me finish. In the modern era.
Okay, Rach. But you seem like you're not excited about it, Rachel. It seems like you don't even
No,
care. Like
I'm
it's not going to
excited
happen.
About it. But
You're
as
not
a-
even listening to what we have
The
to
nerd
say, so
don't
you're
want
being
that.
fucking
I am
rude.
listening to you.
No,
I'm
not you.
listening to
Him.
you.
Him.
Oh,
You're listening to me. He's not listening.
I'm listening.
Brian.
Hi.
It's like, we need a nerd introspective. Me and you were having a very thoughtful conversation about the fucking situation.
I am 100% a nerd, MCU for life nerd. But that's not to say that if DC had a good showing, I wouldn't support them as well. But DC's showing in the modern era, in the post Iron Man era of MCU being super successful and cohesive,
Well,
DCU has
Woman-
dropped the fucking ball.
Wonder Woman was super fucking successful. The first Wonder
Right, but
Woman.
it's a single film. It's not cohesive to the rest of
Right.
the universe. The rest of the universe is shit. It
This-
doesn't talk to each other in the way that the MCU does.
The Snyder Cut also I thought was really good. Of
Cruz
Justice
is not in
Almost
control
5 hours
tonight.
to watch a fucking movie.
I'm telling you, girl. I like literally when
I've been
someone
shut
asks
down
me, "Do you
multiple
want to
times
go see a
tonight."
movie?" I'm like, "How many minutes is the movie?" And they're like, "It's 4 hours," and I'm like, "No, I'm not involved." But like, I put that on in
No.
my living room and I watched the whole thing, and like, it didn't feel like it was that long. It really didn't,
Good
and it
for
It's
it.
cohesive.
It
And
fleshed
You haven't
out.
needed 5 hours to figure it shit
It
out
wasn't
the same
5
way.
hours, but it fleshed out things that the regular cut didn't. Like the regular cut was shit. I literally was like, "This is fucking
Right.
shit.
The
I don't want anything to do with
review
it."
is garbage. Like, what is it worth?
I know, but watching like the Snyder cut, it was like you got all this backstory
So much better.
on characters that you didn't have. Like it was so
And-
so much
and
more.
So
fulfilling.
they're
Fucking
admitting that
Cyborg
the
got his
original
day in the
theatrical
sun.
Cut fucking sucked.
Wait,
It
what?
sucked horribly.
I didn't hear you. What
The
did you say?
theatrical
I said
cut
that
sucked.
they were.
Oh yeah, it was fucking
Balls
dick.
nuts.
Josh
Balls
Whedon.
nuts, you know?
Josh
All the
Whedon
balls
can
nuts.
fucking lick a ball sack. Well, I don't
Right,
want to
but
say that
Joss
out loud,
Whedon
'cause he
also
probably
worked
will.
on the Avengers, which was a great fucking film.
Right, but he
I'm not
also
saying Joss
touches
Whedon was
children.
break it.
So
And he
I'm
had that
gonna
little,
pass on him.
he had that like homeless guy, hopeless son that said, "I did my
Very
best," and I'm like, fuck
Yeah.
you, man. You know what I mean? You did your best to make
He's
it
a
your
nightmare.
movie, you know. But it wasn't your movie. It wasn't meant to be his movie, and that's the
Right.
problem when they do reshoots. It's not meant to be that. And you have a movie that's all like a certain tone, and then you try to make it like Avengers, but it's not. It's like the complete opposite. It's hard to go in there and do
go
reshoots to
back
change
to-
it.
To go back to my point, DCU needs to up its game before it can play with Marvel.
Which is what James Gunn kind of said though too. He said like we're not ready for that, you know. He's like, of course we'd love it. I love to do that, but like, I'm just starting off rebranding, changing it, trying to do the same thing you're saying, Rachel. Make it all one cohesive story that flows into each other, that actually works as one narrative, as opposed to being what DC was doing before, which was like, I'll do something here, I'll do something there, I'll do something up there, I'll square root that bitch and land in a corner over there. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes sense. Mike, what do you think? Do you think this is a possibility, or do you think that James Gunn is speaking out of his glorious asshole?
Honestly, Brian, I'm still just reeling from Rachel's hurtful comment about Madison, Wisconsin. Just because it betrays the depth of her ignorance. So it really makes me feel a lot, of compassion for her.
I'm sorry, I'm from real cities.
Word up.
So where you could have backpedaled, you really just reaffirmed that whole ignorance.
I'm going to double down on Madison all day. Fuck Madison.
The fact that you double down on it.
Hold on. I will quickly say
Shit.
that I Googled this fucking Shrek Fest, and it is real, and everyone should Google it. It's fucking terrifying.
Shrek Fest is real. Madison was the most educated city in the United States all throughout the 90s. Like, if you're going to find culture in the Midwest,
yeah,
it's going to be in Ann Arbor. It's going to be in Madison.
Just FYI.
But Mike, do you think this is a possibility with James Gunn's comments and with the world we live in and Feige? Do you think it's real?
Yeah, Brian.
Can it happen?
Directly address that. I do remember earlier when Rachel said, "Mike, let me know if I'm being too mean." But it seems like at this point, she's changed her mind. So that's fine. We're all people.
I've
we all
entered my
change our mind
supervillain era
all the time. But ignorance is something that we have
Turn
to have
heel.
compassion for. Dude, Feige and Gunn, like everybody wants to see.
Yes, it
really,
is,
it was you said it, Brian. I want to see Batman get in the Iron Man suit. I want to see Iron Man get in the bat suit. I want them to play around with each other's gadgets.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing, dude. That's never going to be a thing.
It can
Did
be
you
a thing.
literally just say that out loud? How much
It can be
Russian have you drank?
Do you know what a Bizarro World comic is? Do you understand the way
Yeah,
that...
Bizarro World.
Bizarro World, but I don't think that's the fucking thing. I think it's like a team up situation to like save the world from shit. I don't think they
No, it would be a battle. It has to be a fight.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
no,
obviously. I'm saying that this is a progressive scenario
Has to be a fight.
that we have where
I
it
mean-
used to be that canons had to be totally separate. And now, because people are more familiar with the way that the publishing works and because the publishing happens at a faster rate and it's more like the comics used to be back in the day, that people can deal with one-offs and changes in cast and crossovers. And it doesn't have to be canon forever. And I think that... don't think that
it would be so dumb. It would be so dumb.
To just do it for a fucking
Iron Man in the sofa.
Like literally.
I want it so bad. I want it so bad.
Takes place in
each other's
real
suit.
cities. DC takes place in fucking Gotham and fuck all America for fucking Superman.
Make it a whole world, like Super Mario World. Make it a whole world where there's these cities that live there. They're always saying there's like meta-humans everywhere.
They never make dumb movies, Brian. Stupid things that
never.
could never happen don't happen in movies. No one would pay money to see something that couldn't happen.
Marvel is into the multiverse, so I guess anything can happen now.
I know they've opened the door to like.
I'm just saying, after Secret Wars, which is gonna be like, again, Secret Wars is, it's like the battle of all the heroes versus all the villains to save the whole multiverse, and that's what they're building towards. So after that, maybe after that blows all open, the DC can step in. We can have a little.
I think Lexi had the comment. I think Lexi had the comment to beat here with, Harry Potter, chuck him in the gumbo. Fast and Furious, get him in there. We'd love that.
No, I would be more here for a Fast and Furious crossover with Marvel than a DC crossover.
They're pretty much superheroes.
That wouldn't be stupid or dumb.
I would love old.
It would probably be DC though.
Cultural, highly cultural, right, Rachel?
It would be Fast versus DC. That's what it'd be like. It'd be like, because just Toretto already is becoming a superhero. I think this next one he's putting a cape on and flying away. Because before,
here's the thing:
he's
Marvel
almost done
is
that.
on a decline. Marvel is declining. because all of their marquee brands are pretty much over now. Phase 4 and 5 are going to be just it continuing its death rattles. And if DC wants to go on the up and up, then they're going to need to diverse themselves. You don't have Chris Evans as Iron Man anymore. You don't have Tony Stark anymore. They're
America.
So what are you even going to do with a DC crossover?
Chris Evans in an interview recently saying that he didn't know if he could go back to that character again as Captain America because he was like, I did so many great things, but but he's intrigued by it though, he said. So
we're so over you.
He's gonna come back. He's gonna come back for Secret Wars. Secret Wars. Tony Stark will be back.
What the fuck have you been doing since you've been Captain fucking America? You did a Netflix series. Right. Like, fuck off, you dumb fuck.
Friend of the show, Chris.
Act.
Don't be that mean. Don't be that mean to that friend of the show.
Act. Do your fucking job. Who turns down
He's
a multi-million-dollar
fucking
job?
They offered him that job like 5 times till he said yes. He said no multiple times to Marvel.
It is so infuriating. Do you know how many people would fucking give a leg, a limb, a toe, a fucking arm to do your fucking job? And you're like, no, I'm going to hard pass on that. Fuck you, you fucking ungrateful fuck.
I would just love Michael Keaton face to face with Robert Downey Jr. That would be fucking sick.
Fine,
I want that shit all day.
Evans, fucking stupid fucking Captain America.
I'm down for it though.
I prefer
what is the story benefit from that?
So Rachel, do you want Pattinson versus Tony Stark? What do you want? You want Robert Pattinson? He'll be like,
I want Pattinson separate.
Pattinson
Tony Stark's storyline is over. He's dead. His storyline is done.
Him so much, so
Robert Downey Jr. is going off into the good night. He's done.
Yeah, no, he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back because what's gonna happen is
it's
the
a
Secret
multiverse.
Wars.
It's a multiverse.
Let him be dead. The emotional.
I don't want him to be dead. He is so good.
Nothing. If they bring
Secret
him
Wars. If anybody knows what Secret Wars is, it's like they're pulling people from every multiverse. Anytime, all together to fight the best heroes versus the best villains to see who is the best person to save the multiverse. And that is where we're going.
Iron Man rebooted the MCU universe because nobody gave a shit about it until he came in and did a fucking great job. So
he did.
Fuck
he
all
did a
of you
great job
for fucking being a douchebag about it.
You need to let him have the emotional impact of his death. If without the emotional impact of his death, it means nothing.
Well, I mean, that's what they do. They bring people back to life. They kill them. It's fucking fiction.
It's getting fiery tonight.
They call us nerds, Brian. Isn't that funny?
I am a self-admitted nerd.
Fuck you, my God.
I'm just saying.
I yell nerd from my glass house.
Okay. One of the best things would be so much fun. It would be so much fun to see. I mean, all the DC, all the Justice League versus the Avengers. Or maybe they team up for something. I think that'd be fun. And the fact that James Gunn is in charge of DC and him and Kevin Feige are friends over here at Marvel. I mean, they've already talked about this is a real thing. We knew they talked about it though. But Rachel, it's great though, right? They talk to each other. Like normally, if you didn't have this wouldn't happen. If anybody else ran it, as it's been for years, Zack Snyder's not friends with Kevin Feige. But now we have two friends that are running both divisions.
The properties be great, but not together. They're great.
Well, they can be great
together.
Well, they should be great. Stupid. Well, they should be great on their own. But once they're great on their own, then what's next? We get fatigue. What's next is combining them and then ending it.
Next is an original fucking property.
I know. Well, then why not let them be good together?
In a fantasy world.
Me, this guy.
Or let's bring.
I would
back
love to see him together.
Characters like we don't need to have everything be about the marquees. We don't need to have everything be Iron Man, Spider-Man, Batman, and Superman. Let's do someone else.
Well, if Alan Moore would pick up his phone, maybe they would have some original ideas. But he's like, "Fuck you guys."
We got
but no one's doing that.
Let's get Zoltana a movie. Let's get somebody a movie. Like
that Blue Beetle trailer looks great, though. By the way, it looks awesome. So I'm like all about that. Yet. You haven't watched it yet? You have to watch it because even James Gunn said like I'm keeping him canon. He said that recently in an interview. I'm keeping him canon because he likes that movie so much.
Because it looks like it's done well.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks awesome. Except I don't think he needs that ship. He can fucking fly by himself. Why does he need a ship? I don't know.
So are
It
we
doesn't
done
make any
with
sense.
Guardians now? Now that James Gunn works for DC, are we done with Guardians? Is this the last one?
I think it
This
is.
is like-
I
yep,
think
this
Dave
is the end.
Bautista said he didn't want to do anymore.
This is the end.
Unfortunately,
3 seems good.
so
3 seems like a good amount to stop on that.
although
But Chris
I
Pratt
really,
said he wants to continue being Star
Of
Lord,
course
so
he
we'll see what
does.
happens with
I'm
that.
sure he will. Like, there's so many crossover
Friend
things.
of
like, it doesn't
Rachel's
have to be a
show.
standalone
So
movie.
much. Not a friend of Rachel's show. Chris Evans is friend of Rachel's show. That's America's ass.
I do
That's
not like
America's
Chris
ass.
Evans. Chris Evans can go fuck himself. As
Let's
far
run
as I'm
down the
concerned.
Chris's for a moment.
I don't even think he's a good
I like
actor.
Chris Evans.
He's like ish. He's ish.
Chris
He's
Pine is the
subpar.
least controversial Chris.
I love Chris
He's also
Pine.
the worst Chris.
Exactly.
He's also the worst Chris.
He's
No,
not the
he
worst.
is not
How
the
dare
worst
you?
Chris.
How fucking
How
dare you?
He's
Chris
number
Pine-
one or
Nepotism
two.
Chris.
Like, he's up
He's
there.
the nepotism
no,
Chris.
No. Chris Pine is like my
You want
number
to talk about a
two.
Nepo Chris? Pratt is married to Schwarzenegger's
Nepo
daughter.
Yeah, but that was before he was famous. That
That's
was
a-
after he was
I
famous.
mean, he was working
After
at he was a bartender in Hawaii when he got his actual break. So someone gave him a chance there. So Chris, I know
Chris Pine.
that's
Chris
Pine
Pine
is an
Chris
actor.
Pine is my number two.
well, Chris
after
Pine
Ryan
also his
Reynolds.
dad was famous.
No,
So
he's my third. Who's
Who
my
cares?
two?
I think James Marsden is the number 3 Chris.
That's not
James
a-
Marsden's
No,
the
that's
fucking
fine.
shit.
I've
He's the
felt
biggest
I've
on the
always
show.
felt like he should
Yeah.
be a Chris though. Like his vibe seems.
Nope.
Well,
seems to
he
be
looks
on
like
board
him. He's
here.
got that brown hair and that white dude shit going on for him. You know,
Looks like
Um,
who?
and- he looks like a
doesn't
white
look
guy.
He's a Chris, Sabrina. You
He
can
doesn't
argue
look
all
like
you
Chris
want.
fucking
It doesn't
Pine
change
or
the fact.
Chris fucking.
Yeah, he does. He fits
literally,
in there.
every
I agree
Chris
with
that we're
Mike.
talking about does not even have the same color hair. You're being
You
ridiculous.
know what? I agree with Mike because I've also doubled a lot for Chris.
Yeah, I
I almost call him Chris, James Marsden.
James
So
Marsden,
Brian
we
gets
all
in that
know.
category. So let's do
Yeah,
that shit all
whatever.
day.
Okay.
Anyways, everybody,
Chris
thank you for
Show.
being here on Kruse Control. We appreciate you as always. Rachel, thank you for being here on this crazy happy Friday. Hopefully you had a great night and you can speak your piece about Barbie all day, every day. We love it. It's great. You know, Barbie will live forever.
Icon, Barbie. Friend of the
Barbie
show,
ruined
Barbie.
my life.
Friend of the show.
I'm
No,
Mike,
Barbie.
thank you so much for being here. As always, thank you for bringing your zaniness, your nerdness, and your happiness to the nation that is Kruse Control.
Super
Appreciate you as always.
Opinionated comic ladies. That's the spinoff for 200 subscribers.
Mike
man.
Casey coming live.
200 subscribers. Sabrina, thank you so much for being here as well as our co-host here all the way from Florida. Thank you so much from Destin, Florida. How you doing tonight? Great.
Yeah, but I think we covered that. But yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Everybody out there, thank you so much for joining. Please tell your friends, your
Mike,
family,
your beard
your little
looks great.
I
chinchilla,
thought
your
I
little
was having a
doggy.
good beard day. Thanks, Lexi.
Please tell your beard people out there. Please tell your shaved people out there. Please tell your family, your friends, your naked people, your quadriplegics, your
What?
little chinchillas, your
Your
fucking trees
naked
in your
people?
front yard.
Louis C.K. Sabrina, get with the program.
Oh.
Tell
I
listen,
think
and
you're being
you
too
the
much
Cruise
credit.
Control. We're at 203 subscribers. Hopefully, we're at 300 before the month is done. Love you so much. Thank you for being here as always. And as I always say, have a great night, and we will see ya.
See ya.